Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 2, gang, y'all. Let's get it, y'all. Part 2, gang, y'all. Let's get it. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. That jump's crazy, man. I'm like, bro, listen, bro, definitely don't act like a hustler. You don't act like a hustler, bro. You don't got no hustler qualities that I even see in you, bro. I could be wrong. I don't see hustler qualities in you, my guy, period, man. He was like, look, I'm gonna holler at you, though, when the bird land, though. When the bird land, something like that. I said, yo, he was about to walk away. I said, yo. He was turning around. I said, yo, you got your cousin number? He was like, yeah, my phone book. I said, bro, let me get that, bro. He was like, what you gonna do? I said, bro, what you mean? That's my homeboy. I've been trying to talk to him for a minute. I lost his number. He was like, all right. He went upstairs and the guy that came back dead to me. He gave me the jump. I go straight to my man's cell, downstairs, shoot his cell. He was like, yo. I was like, bro, let me holler at you right quick. He stepped out, the cellar was in there. I said, hey, look, hey, bro, let me come and use the phone right fast, bro. I gotta take care of something, bro. I'm trying to holler at somebody, put something, you know what I mean? I'm trying to take care of business right fast, bro. He was like, man, it's gonna be quick. I was like, yeah, it ain't gonna be long, you know what I mean? I was like, keep your celly out though, because I don't want him in my business. You know what I mean? Now, my man that was gonna let me use the phone, I ain't care about him hearing the business. You know what I mean? Because he all right. He ain't on no cut nuts. He ain't on no trying to like cross you up, trying to do no dirty stuff behind your back. Like, bro, real dude. He had a phone. I used to go use his phone before I had my own phone. So, bro, let me come in and use the jack. So I come and use the jack. I called, bro. His cousin picked up on the first crazy. His cousin picked up ASAP. So when his cousin picked up, he was like, yo, who this? I'm like, yo, bro, this Weezy, bro. He was like, oh, bro, I wasn't even about to answer this junk, bro. This junk had a 434 area code. I was like, yeah. He was like, that's the only reason I answered. He was like, because I know that 434 is somebody locked up. So he was like, when I seen it calling from a regular number, he's like, I wasn't about to answer, bro. He was like, what's up, though? I was like, bro, listen, you not gonna believe this, bro. You know what I mean? He was like, I was like, bro, listen, everything good, bro. I was like, you know, I lost your number. Me and him kicked it for a quick split. I ain't had long. So I gave him a quick summary on, look, bro, I lost your number, da-da-da-da. He was like, yeah, bro, I got locked up, da-da-da-da. He gave me a little spiel. I was like, listen, though, this is why I called you. I was like, bro, listen, you know your cousin is in my pond. He was like, who, D? I was like, yeah. I was like, bro, he ain't here. I said, bro, and he got a roller, bro. He was like, for real? I'm like, yeah. I said, bro, look, holler at him, man. Man, goddamn. I said, man, holler at him, bro, and see, you know. I said, because he in his joint, bro. He already got cigarettes and stuff, bro. And like, he ain't get no money off the joints, though, bro. I was like, he ain't getting near a dime. And it's like, I don't really think he care about getting no money, bro. I was like, but that can be cool. Long as he let me in the car, bro. I was like, tell him to let me in the car, bro. So he was like, I'm going to talk to him. So I thought about it. I looked at my man, because my man can hear me. He can hear the joint on the phone, like, bro talking loud. We ain't on speakerphone. But as he said that, I look at my man looked at me like, nah, bro, I ain't letting bro use my... Man, I couldn't even be mad, because that's how dudes be. I'm like, well, look, bro, I'm going to call you on the wall phone. I said, bro, you want to answer, bro? I said, my mama never stopped with this. I said, you want to answer, bro? He was like, yeah. I was about to call you on the wall phone. I said, but look, though, man, what's up with him, though, bro? He was like, man, I'm saying, like, be honest with you, Weezy, man, he always been somebody that was in the way. You know what I mean? He was like, to me, he was in the way. I'm like, why you say that? He was like, cuz, like, he just always talking like he could do this and do that. And like, he never come across. He can, you know what I mean? He never make his promise, bro. He was like, bro, I'm telling you, man, every now and then the sun shines on the dogs behind every blue moon, bro. He was like, that be him. He was like, but for real though, he probably got the lady up there that used to live by us in these apartments, cause she work up there now. And I was like, I wanted to say it, but I ain't want to say it in front of the dude who let me use the phone. So I'm like, yeah, I think that's the play, bro. I think that's the play. You know what I mean? I think that's the play right there. For real, I was like, bro said us his aunt, you know what I mean? He was like, yeah. He was like, man, for real though, she just love us like we her kids. He was like, man, but like, he gonna take advantage of her watch. He an idiot. I'm like, bro, I need you to tell him to let me in his car, bro. Like, real talk, bro. I just got up here, like, bro, come on, bro. He was like, all right, just call me, bro. He was like, but listen though, I ain't gonna make no promises, bro. He was like, because he could be a young idiot when he want to, bro. I'm telling you, bro, like, he's an idiot, man. I was like, bro, listen, yesterday I sat him down, bro, and I gave him the game on how you get this money up here, bro. I was like, bro, I think it went through one ear out the other. I said, I don't even think he was listening to me, bro. I don't even think he was listening to me. He was like, man, I'm telling you, bro, he always been an idiot. He always been an idiot. But he was like, just call me when you can. So I hung up, hollered at my bro for a little second, and I dipped out. So when I dipped out, I shot up the stairs the other direction. And I go to bro cell, I knocked on the door. He was like, yo, come in the joint. I was like, what's up, bro? He was like, what's up? I was like, what you got going on? He was like, nothing. That's my word. He was breaking a Newport down. He was like, y'all ever seen somebody break a Newport down, take all the tobacco out of Newport? He was like, next thing you know, with the white joint up there, he was like, took all the tobacco out of that joint. He threw that little joint in the toilet. He threw that joint in the toilet, the filter in the little white joint. He was like, what's up, bro? You trying to mess with a roll up? I'm like, yeah, that's what's up, man. But look, though. I said, man, look, bro, I guess what I was hollering at. He was like, who? I said, holler at your cousin. He was like, for real? What do you want? No, I just called him, you gave me the number. He was like, yeah, I know. I didn't know you was gonna come up here and say that, though. He was like, what are you talking about? I said, nah, I'm about to get on the wall phone, bro. He said, he gotta holler at you right quick, though. He was like, holler at me for what? I said, bro, look. He said, man, come on, Weezy, man. I'm a grown man. You put him in my business. I said, bro, I ain't put him in your business. I said, but apparently you need somebody with some sense to talk to you, bro. I said, because if you getting some money, bro, I said, you should come holler at me, bro. We get money together, bro. Like, I'm just trying to get in the car. I'm telling man anything. This man is bucking. He like, man, I'm saying, like, I mean, all right, I'm about to come out there and make a soup, man, but that's crazy, though, Weezy. I'm like, bro, listen, relax, man. This is your cousin. That's my homeboy. I'm just trying to get you know what I mean? He was like, he already vouched for you, though. I was like, bro, listen, it's chill, man. You know what I mean? So we shoot out the pod. I get on the phone. I call his cousin. I put him on the phone. So when he get on the phone, he just over there like this. Yeah, yeah, that'll work. All right, bro, you all right, dude? All right, I love you too. He gave me back the phone. I get the phone. His cousin like, yo, bro, listen, bro. Like, he's an idiot. He's an idiot, bro. Like, you got to do that from there. I can't make the man do nothing. You want me to do? If I could, you would be unlocked. I said, man, I don't know why. I said, like, for real, I don't know why, bro. He acting like this. He said he acting like this, Weezy, because he's not a hustler. He said he's not. Don't let him fool you, Weezy. He's not a hustler, man. He's not a hustler at all, man. I'm telling you, man. He's someone that be faking, bro. He was like, he ain't supposed to be in there. He said he got two parents that was taking care of him. He said he used to play high school basketball. He was a good dude. He said he in there faking, bro. He faking, man. I was like, shh. I said, man, all right, man. You know what I mean? So I hang up with him. When I get off the phone, he was standing there making the soup. He was like, hey, Weezy. Hey, look, man, you ain't had to do that, man. He's like, I told you I'm gonna look out for you, man. I said, man, all right, bro, you got it, bro. I'm saying to myself, like, bro, I ain't finna kiss your butt, man. So boom. I'm not. Like, for real, bro, like, it is what it is, bro. Like, you ain't gotta let me be like this. You know what I mean? I could get on some Debo stuff, but I'm not. I just got to Lawrenceville. Last thing I'm trying to do is get kicked off the jet. You know what I mean? So I let bro do him. I let him take his course. You know what I mean? So we coming back one day. We coming back from the joint. Now, he knew. When he used to come walk the child, he would walk, when he first got there, he would walk the child hall with me. It would be him, the employer dude, me, my homeboys. He'll be right there with us, though. I used to always stop at 50 building to holler at my man that was in the honor pod. Now, my man that was in the honor pod, he was an old head from Norfolk, you know what I mean? To get the money back in the day. He went through the program in there and then went to the honor pod and just stayed in there, like on some ducked off. I'm ducked off from everybody. He didn't want to get no money. He just was bitten, you know what I mean? He was somebody that was just bitten, wanted to have a good bid. But he was from the town. I knew him from Sussex, so I used to talk to him when we would come around because he would clean up in front of the building. So when I came around to the child hall, bro, the old head dude from Norfolk was already out there. So I was kicking it with him. So this time around, when we go into the child hall, I see him. So he out there cleaning up. So when I'm out there talking to him, I look, D popped up, and D was looking. He was just trying to, he was looking for somebody to, you know what I mean? So my old head was like, what's up? What you need nothing? He was like, oh, no, I was looking for somebody. I was looking for somebody. So everybody like, man, everybody, the line just moved. So I'm old head walking with me. I'm like, yeah, man, ain't nothing going on, man. I'm holler at you, da-da-da-da. He's like, that's what's up. I get up a little bit. I walk up a little bit more. When I walk up a little bit more, D was like, hey, Weezy, hey, look. Hey, man, can you holler at him, man? Is he a good dude, man? Like, is he trustworthy? I'm like, yeah, that's my uncle like that. He ain't my real uncle. I was like, that's uncle, though. He cool. What's up? He was like, man, look, can you tell him to tell Miss Thompson I'm out here? I'm like, I thought about it though. Like my old head messed with Miss Thompson. You know what I mean? Like he be rocking with her, like not like that, but like she'll let him work and do whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I was about to say what's in it for me. I was about to say that. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, hold on. So I back up. I was like, yo, I called home. He walked back up. I was like, hey, look, Miss Thompson in there. He was like, yeah, what's up? I was like, hey, look, tell her the young boy D out here in front of the building, man. You know what I mean? So he was like, I was like, yeah, tell her he out here, bro. He was like, all right. So he shoot back in the building. There's a line to get into the chow hall. So we all like in the back of the line. Not too far from 50 building, you know what I mean? Still on the boulevard. So we in the back of the line. My old head come back. Oh, yeah, Weezy. Like, for real, she ain't coming out right now, man. He said, she got something to form too, don't she? I was like, I think she do, bro. He was like, I can get it, because she mess with me like that. We cool. I'm like, I looked at D. I was like, yo, D, come here. So D walked back there. I was like, hey, look. Told you this is my aunt, man. She said she ain't coming out right now, but he said he can get whatever she got for you. D was like, he looked at me like, I'm like, yo, bro, this is my aunt, man. I told you this, man. Like, what's he was like, oh, you can get it old school. He was like, old school. He was like, yeah, I can get it though. My old head when I was like late 30s. He was like, yeah, I can get it. He called my aunt old school. He said, yeah, I can get it. Yeah, I can get it. What's up though? You wanna do something for me? He was like, yeah, I can get you. I'll get you right. Weezy will make sure I get you right. He was like, I'll be back. So he dipped. So we waiting in the line, you know what I mean, to get into the child. He dipped for like 2 minutes. He come back out. That's how illegal Lawrenceville is, man. He dipped for 2 minutes. Come back out. He come back out. He said, hey, Weezy. Hey, Weezy. He called me over there with him. He was like, he dapped me up. I grabbed the joint. I was like, let's put it in my pocket. I'm like, you know what I mean? He was like, all right, I'll let you. All right. So I walked back over there. D was like, you got it? I'm like, yeah. He was like, give it to me. I was like, bro, hold on, bro. Police right there, bro. You trying to get me tore off, man? He was like, oh. He was like, no, I'm saying that because I ain't gonna go to child hall. I said, bro, you ain't going to get the chicken patty. He's like, I ain't going to child hall, Weezy. I ain't going. I said, man, hell, man. Started to buck on that junk, y'all. So boom. I didn't know, man. You know what I mean? I said, hell, man. Get it to him. Bro shot up the yellow brick road like a maniac, the opposite direction. Police like, hey, he was like, I ain't eating. Bro went to the building. I was like, man, so everybody go eat. By the time we was coming back from eating, we come back in the pod. Bro got his cut on. He got his cut on super blast right now. So I see it up there. You know what I mean? But I'm saying in my head, like, oh, first of all, he got to look out for my own. Second of all, he better look out for me. Because at the end of the day, bro, like, this is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, you got to, you know what I mean? Come on, bro. You got to play fair. Like, this was, I helped you get this. Not saying I'm expecting, like I might, like, you know, it's a toll that he have to pay. But just be honorable, bro. This is prison, bro. Like, you got to pay for favors. Pause. You know what I mean? So after the cut come down, his couple of Emporia homeboys was running in and out. So he finally come out. So he come out. He walk over there where I was at. He was like, hey, Weezy, what's up, man? He was like, here, man. He was like a big piece of paper in my hand. I was like, what's this? He was like, that's for you and your aunt. I was like, what's this, though? He was like, it's 3 spoons. He was like, 2 on for you, 1 on for him. I'm like, 3 spoons? I'm like, yo, bro, listen, bro. That man went and got the pack for you, bro. I was like, you know what? I was like, you got it, bro. I said, he was like, what, that ain't enough? I'm like, bro, I'm saying, like, bro, like, come on, bro, you wouldn't even be able to get the jank, bro, but one for me and my aunt, like, that's, you know what I mean? He was like, oh, I'm saying, like, I thought I would give, you know what I mean? I gave you 50, I gave him $25. So I said, man, all right, man, look, bro, you got it, man, you know what I mean? So he gave me the joint, I just dipped on him. I dipped, man, and like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go holler at Unc when we go to dinner and let him know that bro only gave him a spoon. Now, Unc don't mess with the lala at all. So he probably just gonna pump it over there for more commissary. But at the end of the day, I already know Unc won't be tripping. You know what I mean? I can even be like, yo, Unc, let me keep this spoon. Unc let me keep the jank. You know what I mean? But just keep everything regulated, man. I was like, man, it is what it is. So I held on to the joint until I seen Unc when we did outside rec. I thought it was gonna be dinner, but I ended up catching him at outside rec. So I went outside just to holler at him and shit. You know what I mean? So when I seen him, I was like, yo, look, young nigga only gave me this, man. He was like, man, fuck. That shit, damn. He was like, man, that shit felt healthy as a bitch. I was like, bro, that nigga petty bitch. I was like, man, fuck that young nigga for real, man. He was like, yeah, but that shit crazy though, Weezy. I was like, man, I know, man. So me and him chopped it up for a minute, then he dipped. So I go back in the pod, you know what I mean? Like, for real. Now I go in there. I ended up hitting a couple of the junks, you know what I mean? This shit was all right. It wasn't no doodle. It was all right. It wasn't no doodle jump, but it was decent. So I hit a couple of them joints, you know what I mean? Blew one with my man, blew one with my roommate. So now I'm a jive decent. I look up. Now this put me back in focus mode, you know what I mean? I look, and I just seen D. Like, D ain't doing nothing but running from cell to cell. He going from cell to cell, man. Like, just dudes that don't even rock with him like that. He just going from cell to cell, cell to cell, downstairs, cell to cell, cell to cell, cell to cell, cell. I ain't hearing nobody say D. Calling him to the door. I don't hear none of this noise, man. So I see the little young boy from Emporia. You know what I mean? He's super lit. Like, he talk all that messed up. He ain't do this and he ain't do that. But every time bro gets something, he be right there with him, messing all this stuff up. You know what I mean? Right there with him. So I see him. He walked by. I was like, hey, bro. I grabbed him like, what's up? He was like, what's up? I was like, hey, look. He was like, man, I'm high. I don't know what. I was like, no. I said, look, though. I said, man, please tell me, bro, getting some money, bro. Please tell me he get. He said, man, he ain't getting no bread. We said, man, he was like, he ain't sold nothing. He said, man, that man had a bag of weed like this. I said, what you think was in there? He said, man, it was probably about half a QP, Weezy, man. That's the only thing I could think of. I said, man, he had 2 zips. He said, that's all I could think. He said, I mean, I ain't got a scale. He was like, man, he threw me a couple of spoons. You know what I mean? He said he threw you a couple of spoons. He said, man, he in that junk rolling up junks the size of his finger. I was like, for real, man? He was like, yeah, man. He was like, man, go smell how this cell smell, man. He said, man, we just blew that junk down, bro. We smoked like 3 feces the size of this. So I'm like, man. He was like, man, go holler at him, Weezer, man, because he going to end up tricking that whole bag up. I'm like, shh. I really didn't want to go do this, y'all. But on the strength that I am the la-la, I said, I'm going to go holler at him, man. So boom. I shot the stuff. Did the la-la around. I was like, holler at this freaking idiot, man. You know what I mean? Can't mess the whole pack up, man. I get up the steps. Yo. I'm like, I walked in this job. I was like, yo, I said, yo, bro. I said, man, light the incense, bro. I said, man, look, I know we in Lawrenceville and everything. I said, but right now, your cells smell like you growing marijuana, bro. I said, bro, listen, bro. This junk. He was like, yeah, you tripping, Weezy, man. You wildin', man. What's good? I was like, yo, what's up, bro? I said, look. I said, man, listen, bro. If you need me to help you sell some of this stuff, bro, I get you, bro. You can keep partying, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I said, you sure you good? He was like he thought about it. He was like, yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good, bro. Like, it ain't like that. It ain't like that. So I said, you ain't made no money yet? He's like, bro, look, bro, like, I ain't bagged nothing up with what I just gave away, bro. You know what I mean? I was like, well, what you got left there? And he was like, man, I got like this much left. He went in his pocket. It was a ball like this. I was like, what is that, like a quarter? He was like, I let a couple of dudes hold something, man. You know what I mean? Until they get straight, man. You know, I just looked out and, you know what I mean? I did this and I did that. And I'm listening. I'm like, yo, this dude is a psychopath. Man. I was like, yo, bro, like real talk, man. I was like, man, I don't know what you got going on, bro. I said, but if you ever get tore off, bro, knowing the fact that all you did is party, bro, and you didn't get no bread, I said, man, you going down as the world's most dumbest Lawrenceville criminal, man. So boom. Yeah, like he didn't know what I meant when I said that, bro. I'm like, yo, bro, if you don't get no money and you end up going down, bro, I said, bro, you gonna look so stupid, bro. He was like, man, I'm saying though, like, I mean, money is money. I'm gonna get money. I'm getting money. I got the pack, right? I'm gonna get the money. I said, bro, if you're not selling the pack, you're not gonna get no money, bro. That's point blank, period. He was like, I mean, I get it and all, Weezy, man, but same time though, man, like, I'm just enjoying my partying, man. Like, I just like getting lit, shit. I said, so you ain't giving Miss Lady none of that bread. I said, she brought you 2 zips of the la-la. You not gonna give her nothing? He was like, nah, she wants something this time, but like, you know, I ain't get it yet though. So she my aunt, bro. She ain't gonna be tripping. I said, all right, bro. So to say that, lady said, stand by for outside rec. Stand by for outside rec. So everybody, I was like, man, all right, man, I dipped. You know what I mean? I go back to the cell. I'm like, yo, I thought it was my turn. I thought this would be easy getting the cars. My man, cousin, it's jump hard, bro. Patty. I'm like, this jump crazy, man. So I get ready for rec. So we go outside. So we on the same yard again, which was the further yard. They got it split in half, you know what I mean? So we on the yard kind of that's close to the 4 building, the 50 building. And I'm out there joint and I'm talking to my man. So as I'm out there joint talking to my old head, you know what I mean? Me and him kicking up on the fence. He like on the sidewalk. He didn't want to come to the fence because he don't really supposed to. He in front of the building cleaning. So me and him kicking it. And I basically was telling him what was going on. You know what I mean? I looked at D, him and his little crew walking around, getting lit, looking stupid. So as me and bro talking, I looked, the slide opened up. The slide opened up. I seen Miss Thompson finally. She come out that jump. She was like, Miss Thompson was like a short lady. I'll give her like 5'5". She had a boom. She had a big badoom-da-doom. She had a badoom-da-doom. She was an old head. You know what I mean? She come out. She was like, she started looking around the yard. She was like, Dion was way over there coming around. I see her spot. I'm watching her. She spotted him. She said, she just started talking to my old head. My old head was like, yeah, he got the broom. So I'm standing right on the fence. I already know what she's doing. She lollygagging, burn some time before bro could come back around the fence. So my old head kicking with her a little bit. And then Bruno finally come back around. So when Bruno come back around, Miss Thompson was like, hey. She called by D by his last name. She was like, hey. He turned around. He was like, oh, hey, auntie. Came to the fence. She walked to the fence. She walked to the fence right in front of him. I heard her. I'm like probably like 5 feet away from him. She was like, you got my money? He was like, I need some more time, auntie. I'm going to get it. She said, let me find out. You ain't get no money off them cigarettes. Now you ain't here. She looked at me. She seen me being nosy. She was like, now you ain't. She looked at me. I was like this. Hey, yeah, you know what I mean? She was like, now you ain't here. You trying to tell me you ain't getting no money? You ain't getting no money? He was like, auntie, look, I'm telling you, auntie, I'm going to fix it. Auntie, she was like, He was like, no, I'm saying, auntie, look. I be trying to do it, but dudes be hating. This is what I'm saying. So as he's saying that, he like, yeah, hey, look, hey, Weezy, hey, look, hey, Weezy, hey. She looked at me, he was like, look, Weezy good. He was like, look, hey, Weezy, come here, man. I was like, I'm looking at him. But the whole time, I'm sizing Miss Thompson up, though. I'm like, man, Lee, if she can read my brain be telling him, leave him. I walked up, I'm like, what's up? He was like, hey, look, man, tell her I've been trying to. I'm like, bro, put me on blast to say a lie that I don't even want to participate about. Now, I don't want to participate in this shit. I'm going to be honest with y'all. He's an idiot. He's not a hustler, and I don't want to be the one that's going to make him a hustler by just saying he is. So I'm like, I'm saying though, like, it's you know what I mean? We still can get money, like, you know what I mean? That's what I was telling him, like, you know what I mean? I wouldn't want to put him on blast like this. I said, yo, that's what I was telling him, like, yo, like, I can do it for him while he can just run around and party. You know what I mean? I was like, bro, I got you, bro. He was like, I mean, yeah, we gonna get it. She like, look, I need my money by Friday. This was Wednesday. She like, I need my money by Friday. Why I ain't fucking with you no more? I'm telling you, I'm not fucking with you no more if you don't have my money by Friday. You got to Friday to have my money. You hear me?
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.